Hi everyone, and welcome to Songwriter Spotlight. My name is Sonia, and we are coming to you this evening from the Delta Heritage Center in Brownsville, Tennessee, home of the West Tennessee Music Museum, the last home of bluesman Sleepy John Estes, and of course the Tina Turner Museum. Thank you for joining us. Now sit back, relax, and listen as we talk with West Tennessee's Kenny Rogers. Kenny, thank you so much for being here this evening. It's a pleasure to have you. And I want to just go ahead and get the obvious out of the way before we even get started good. How many times a day are you asked about your name?
Well, it come up every now and then pre-1976, 1977, when it was still just Kenny Rogers in the first edition. But after Lucille came out, yeah, I guess it's maybe 4 or 5 times a day that somebody on the other end of the telephone, or I'll introduce myself to somebody. I always get a really, or no way, or sing me a song. It's always show me the money, and they don't come up with any money, so I don't sing for them. He's a musician.
What do you consider yourself?
I'm just a songwriter, that's all I am. I'm not an artist. I wouldn't consider myself a musician in the fact I've seen real musicians and I'm not one of them. I'm more of a lyricist, and I've managed to pick out a tune or two here and there that seems to work. That's about it. No, he's a musician, I'm not.
Well, tell me then when you started your songwriting.
I guess I wrote my first song around the mid-90s. It was a blues tune about Jesus. And it's kind of quirky, but I can't even play it. See, I don't know anything about the guitar. So you're not gonna hear it today. And then when I turned 50, I told my wife I wanted to learn how to play guitar somewhat and learn how to speak Spanish before I died. Well, I got to the guitar first, and I never did learn the Spanish. And I'm not really good on the guitar, but I made a joyful noise to me for a long time. I always told everybody I play for the amusement of myself and the annoyance of my wife. And for a long, long time it was like that. I had a good time doing it.
Did you teach yourself or did you take lessons?
I had a fella show me a little bit. He wanted to teach me scales, and I'm too old for scales. You know, I should have learned scales, but I didn't. So I kind of broke away from that and just started, I want to play music. I don't want to play scales. I don't want all these exercises. Yeah, that's for young people, you know. So I didn't go through all that. So I just I picked it up on my own.
How about playing us your first song?
All right, I'll play you a song. It's the first song I always play. It's a prayer. I'll start us off with a prayer is the way I look at it. So it's called Mercy If You Please, is what it's called. Good morning, God. It must be a job watching after me. I must confess, I made a mess of what you had me to be. I had it all wrong. I had no song. I was never on my knees. But you showed me the way. You caused me to say, have mercy if you please. Good morning, God. I thank you a lot for all you've done for me. And thank you so much for building me up in the things I can't see. You brought me along. You gave me a song while I was way down on my knees. Hope it wasn't too much to ask for a touch of your mercy. You please. You were always in the room whispering to me, but I let my fears consume the hope I would need. But you shook me up, I had to look up as I fell down on my knees. Now each day that I live, I'll ask you to give up some mercy, if you please. It took me too long to sing you this song. Now I stay down on my knees. As I wake up today, I pray that I stay in your mercy, if you please. I sure don't deserve the love Jesus served. He couldn't get down on his knees. As I wake up today, I pray that I stay in your mercy, if you please.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Where does most of your inspiration come from when you're writing songs?
Just things I notice. I may notice something and start thinking about something. Could come from anywhere. You know, I've been listening to songs before and think, you know, this would have been a better lyric. And so I may take that lyric as an idea and, you know, forget about it for a little while and come back to it later and say, how can I work with this? You know, it can come from anywhere.
Was there any particular reason you waited later in life to begin your musical journey?
I also always listened to music. You know, I got into it. My mother was a big music hound too, and I grew up listening to all of it. But they tried to put me on to piano lessons, and you know, I just watched what the teacher did and kind of replicated what she did. Never could read music or anything. That first recital just kind of blew me away, you know. And then they bought me a guitar when I was young, but nobody ever showed me what to do with it. So I had a recurring dream through the years that I could play a guitar. And it felt natural, and it felt like I was doing it, and then I'd wake up from it. And then once I tried to learn the guitar, the dream went away. I hadn't had the dream in 12 years, you know, so. But I just made a decision, I want to try playing the guitar. And then once I got into the guitar, I said, this is okay and everything. But I was really interested in just writing some music, you know, and so. The next song I'm going to do will be the second song I wrote, and the first one I can actually play on the guitar. So I wrote it 7 or 8 years ago.
What inspired it?
We've got some very good friends that lost their only child, their son, in an automobile accident. And since that time, old Dad's mission in life is to live it just long enough to see his son again. He wants a reunion about his son, and this song is about a reunion. That's what it's about. It's called Hello Son. You want to hear it?
I do.
All right, I might just play it for you. Never knew just what to do. You left this world without me, son. So long ago, you know we never said goodbye. Never knew my love for you. It could have been such a heavy one. Couldn't put it down, and I never even tried. Hello, son, it's good to finally see ya. Live my life without you day by day. There's so much that I need to tell you, and so much my words can never say. Hello, son, it's good to finally be here. Never thought my life would last that long. You'll never know just how much I missed you. Never wanted to be that strong. Never thought I could have ever been that strong. So much has happened after you left us all those years. Your mom and I, we had to share them all alone. We had a little bit of laughter. We had our share of the tears, but every night your light in our hearts stayed on. Hello, son, it's good to finally see ya. Live my life without you day by day. There's so much that I need to tell you, and so much my words could never say. Hello, son, it's good to finally be here. Never thought my life would last that long. You'll never know just how much I missed you. Never wanted to be that strong. Never thought I could have ever been that strong. Mother's Day and Father's Day, they became someone else's days. Christmas time, son, you just were never there. All this love I hold today, I always thought there would be no way to carry it all till I could give it to you here. Hello, son, it's good to finally see ya. Live my life waiting on this day. There's so much that I need to tell you, and so much my words can never say. Hello, son, it's good to finally be here. Never thought my life would last that long. Now you know just how much I missed you. Never wanted to be that strong. Never thought I could have ever been that strong. I love you, son, but now won't you please take me to your mama?
Wow. We were talking earlier about your style of music, and you made a comment about it coming from a dark place.
Yeah, well, it's an older person's perspective of life, coming and going. And what I think about, young people usually don't think about what I think about sometimes. Older people may not think about what I think about sometimes. I'll interject maybe some spirituality into it, the mortality of man, life the way it is for some folks.
So once an idea for a song strikes you and you sit down to write that song, tell us about the process. How do you go about writing that song?
Hello, Son got triggered by Father's Day. I had just taken my eyes off of one of our pups, and the pup got ran over the road, and I was still grieving over that pup. And I was sitting there and I thought, you know, this is Father's Day. What am I thinking? You know, my buddy Jimmy's sitting over there and he's living it. You know, this is real, but this is not that real. So in about 20 minutes time, I had the words to Hello Son written out. And Hello Son rode around in the trunk of my wife's car for about 9 months. And then one day I was just playing around on the guitar and I thought, that's an interesting chord progression right there. And I thought of Hello Son. I went out there and got it. Sure enough, it fit. So that's how that process occurred.
So it sounds like when you're writing your songs that words are coming to you first and you're adding melody and music later. Is that always the case?
Usually it happens at the same time. Usually it comes to me at the same time, but not always. I've got another song that I've written that I can't play. I sent it to my buddies, Brandon Shaw, Paul Shaw, and Jeff Evanston. And they came up with the melody and a chorus, I think it was. I wrote the verse, I don't remember. They detailed it out. So yeah, I wrote that song without any melody. And I wrote another one I can't play. It's one of my favorites. And I wrote it on the way to Memphis one morning about 5 o'clock in the morning. And my buddy Brandon Shaw was up, and I was stopped on the side of the road and I was messaging the lyrics to him, and then I hummed out what I thought the melody ought to be that was coming to me in my head, and then the next time we got together we played it and it worked. And so now.
So you may be able to write them and you may come up with the melody, but you may not be able to play it all the time.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about Barabbas' song, and maybe for those who aren't familiar with the Barabbas story, you could kind of enlighten us on that.
This is Barabbas' perspective. If you're not familiar, Barabbas was the dude, he was the thief, he was the murderer that was condemned to death. And Jesus shows up on the scene, and the Jews wanted him worse. So they had an option, according to their custom. They'd ask him, okay, which of these two guys right here do you want to crucify, and which of these guys you want to let go? They decided they're gonna let Barabbas go. And all of a sudden, Barabbas finds himself on the other side of the fence looking in. And it wasn't him that had to pay the price. The song's called Barabbas' Song, It Wasn't Me. Didn't feel your shame. The crowd chose me, the thief. I didn't feel the same. You took on all my grief. They beat you instead of me. It wasn't me bound for the tree. From the crowd where I could see you were looking back at me, we both knew it wasn't me. I didn't feel skin torn with flesh hanging down. I didn't feel the thorns that cursed your earthly crown. I didn't help you bear my cross, even though your strength was lost. Was I set free? Was I your cause? How did this come to be? I just know it wasn't me. didn't feel the nails held you to the tree. I didn't feel the steel that once was meant for me. It wasn't me that paid this price. It wasn't me that sacrificed. It wasn't me that was despised. From all that I can see, I thank God it wasn't me. I didn't taste of your last breath or feel the sting in your last cry. I didn't bow my head to death. You saved me and I believe it's all you, it wasn't me.
So what do you consider your genre of music?
I guess it could be considered Americana. You know, I'm really not rock and roll. I do have a rock and roll song that I can't play.
What about your song called Time?
Time. Well, I guess we can attribute to the inspiration to that song to Terry Bell. Y'all know Terry Bell, our friend Terry Bell. Well, he's got a song that he wrote called Molly's Song. And my wife Barbara has kind of mentioned it kind of time or two in passing. You know, Terry Bell wrote a song about Molly. He never wrote a song about me. So what I did, I wrote a song to Barbara, not about Barbara. I guess you could call it a farewell song, an appreciation song, but it's called Time. We've been together since way back when. Much more than lovers, so much more than friends. We always knew in time there would come this day when one stayed behind and the other went away. You didn't have to trust your whole life to me. You gave it all away, but it wasn't quite that free. One shot is all we're given. You took yours with mine. Your only chance at living, just one clock to unwind. I want that last kiss to stay right there and touch you. That last smile to always come to mind. That last breath to whisper out, I love you. I pray that God remembers you were mine. I'll always be thankful for your time. I wanna play for you that one last song, one that you know, and you can sing along. We'll talk about the good times, we forgot about the bad. We've had a good life, there's no need to be sad. I know you could have gone your own way. Now here in the end, I'm so glad you stayed. I hope that we can be the last thing on our minds when our hands go free and your slips out of mine. I want that last kiss to stay right there and touch you. That last smile always come to mind. That last breath to whisper out, I love you. I pray that God remembers you were mine. I'll always be thankful for your time. God, please tell me whether when we walk through your door, whether our time's gone forever, will I see her anymore? I want that last kiss to stay right there and touch you. That last breath always comes to mind. That last breath to whisper out, I love you. I pray that God remembers you were mine. I'll always be thankful for your time. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
I have to ask, what was her reaction to that song the first time you played it?
You killed me off. I said, you don't know who was leaving now. It could have been me. You don't know. But she cried. She teared up. I had a hard time writing it now. I teared up a few times during it myself as I was writing it. So I was feeling it.
So you may have, in your words, come to music later in life, but you've been making quite a contribution lately, especially through grassroots theater. Tell us about that.
All the grassroots music theater. It just so happens I own the house that I live in, and the shop that I work out of has an old schoolhouse / church house on the property. It came with it when I bought it. So I live in the house, work out of the shop, and we play out of the church. One of my guys that's worked with me for 36, 37 years had a bunch of musical equipment, and I had the building and the stage. So he set up his equipment. We got tables and chairs out there, and we started having open mic nights, and it was a place for folks to play. We didn't want smoke in there. We didn't serve food, didn't sell anything. And we started having good Saturday nights, and then the COVID bug hit. And then it was hard for people to just getting out of that. And so we started back with Songwriters nights, and that was been our popular thing with Songwriters. We probably had, probably 25 or 30 songwriters come out there.
Well, tell folks where it's at.
Oh, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. You'll think, good golly, is Google lied to me? We're about 7 miles out in the county from Dyersburg, 7 miles out in the county from Newbern, in the north central part of Dyer County. Run along a ridge that you can look out over miles over and have a good view. A few places along there, but we're out in the middle of nowhere. It's in Newbern, basically. If you wanted to Google it. There is a Facebook page called the Grassroots Music Theater. When we do something, we'll post it on there. We've got videos of past performances, things like that. Our Songwriters night, usually like 3 hours long, one Facebook stream. And if you're like me, I have a hard time watching a 3-hour Facebook stream. If you can keep it anywhere from 8 to 30 minutes, buddy, I'm all in.
Well, the next song that you plan to play for us is called The Bet. What can you tell me about that song? What is the story behind that song?
The Bet. You wouldn't believe the inspiration on the bet. It's my own personal immune system. Yeah, I know it's kind of quirky, isn't it? But I don't get sick much. I don't go to the doctor. I'm not on any daily medicine at all. I'm 63 years old, okay? I've got low blood pressure. I eat salt to bring it up. I love salt. I don't know. Anyway, I told Barbara, if I don't get sick, dadgum, I could live till I was 115 years old. And I don't know that I want to do that. And it got me to thinking. This is a song, it's called The Bet. And it's a song about the chance you take. weatherman said it's gonna pour, there's storm clouds rolling in. Mama said, boy, you need to run next door, go help get old man Jim. He was standing out where he could see a box shook in his hands. He said, this box, son, has come with me, I hope you'll never understand. I led him back and took his hand, walked down those concrete stairs. He said, son, we better settle in, I think I'll take this chair. He set that box down in his lap, looked up at me through tears. He said, old age, son, it's just a trap, I've not been loved in years. When he opened up that old box, there was pain he couldn't hide. What opened up inside that box drowned the rain that fell outside. This is all that he has left, churning memories in his mind. Old man Jim just placed his bet on the days he left behind. He raised the lid and looked inside, said there's things I need to see. Memories I've tried to lock inside, but they're still haunting me. I was at war in '64 when I lost my little girl. The only thing left that I can hold is this little lock of curls. I ended up a POW. Someone finally thought of me. This old medal is what should have been years that weren't to be. His wife's old Bible came out next, read from the book of Psalms. 30 years she's laid to rest, love's memory lingers on. When he opened up that old box, there was pain he couldn't hide. What opened up inside that box drowned the rain that fell outside. This is all that he has left, churning memories in his mind. Old man Jim has placed his bet on the days he left behind. When that box finally closed up, he looked me in the eye. You don't want your years to build up, son, just to watch your people die. Your days will play out mighty fast and then drag by way too slow. Your friends come by, but they don't last, that's just part of getting old. I'm left behind, yeah, I'm still here, all I had is dead and gone. So I don't mind, no, I don't fear the day I finally die alone. To be the last one of them all, son, is not where you would want to go. I'm now the one that I can call the last person that I know. He had closed up that old box, not the pain he couldn't hide. What closed up in that box drowned the rain that fell outside. This is all that he has left, burning memories in his mind. Old man Jim just lost his bet on the days he left behind.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. I hope that you're enjoying Kenny's music and his unique perspective on life. And I hope that you will join us again in 2 weeks when we will spotlight another West Tennessee songwriter. Kenny, it has been so much fun to have you here. Thank you for being a part of our Songwriter Spotlight. Tell me more about the song you're going to play us out on.
The song I'm going to play about on is, I guess it's about going your whole life and chasing your dreams and then suddenly figuring out maybe your dream is here. You know, it's called Ordinary Man. Living with my ordinary wife and our ordinary kids. They done left us to ordinary life. And our ordinary dog, why he don't bark no more when nobody comes knocking at our door. Well, she's been chasing the sun across the ocean. I've been reaching for the light of the moon. Our dreams have become just a memory in motion, and we may never ever see our someday soon.